Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, what is happening today? Why is Bitcoin and crypto down? Why did they both tank once again? Let's discuss. Let's look at what happened last night till now that caused this. It seemed like we were in full recovery and now we have just reversed. So, let's take a look. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you can see, Bitcoin is not doing all that well this morning, down to 110.7, which is pretty close to the bottom from a few days ago when we fell down from 120s down all the way down to 107, and then we kind of hovered around this 110 area for a while. So are we all the way back there? No. But why did we come back down from 116? And here's the thing. Remember, BNB was showing a lot of strength? Not today. It climbed to 1300, almost 1400 just a few days ago. And now it has dipped down almost 10% to 1100. And someone like Sui is also almost down 10% today. Sol's down slightly, but doing a little bit better than the competition. And ETH is also down slightly as well. All right, so, but why? Why is everything in the red? Why are we not recovering upwards? Well, there's a couple of things that can be speculated as to why we're doing this. You can see the US market is opening up deep in the red today. Yesterday was a slight green day. It could have been better, but we're in red, and you can see Coinbase is selling off hard. MicroStrategy is selling off hard. Robinhood, same thing. Most things are in red today. Two things. Number one, this trade war thing is escalating, even though Trump, he first kind of said, okay, we're slapping the 100% tariffs on Friday, right? Made people really, really panicky. And then the following day, he's like, no, don't worry about China. We'll figure it out. And today we got this. One of South Korea's, this shipping company, Hanwha Ocean, they have a lot of U.S. subsidiaries, and China decided to sanction them. So it's a weird thing. This is a South Korean company, but they have 5 U.S. subsidiary companies, and China's sanctioning those U.S. companies. So it's weird. It's weird. But anyways, this is seen as, again, escalation with the U.S., right? As both sides are trying to come to some terms, over trade, right? So I think this is one of the biggest reasons why we are in red, because people are fearing that Trump may have downplayed this whole thing with China when he said, don't worry about China, everything's going to be fine. Right? In the long run, of course, we're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. We're going to come to the middle somewhere. But right now, it does seem like there's still a lot of tension between both countries. And China controls the world's basic rare earth minerals and production. And that's a big bargaining chip. But obviously, the U.S. has a lot with AI chips and buying power. So there's a lot of things going on. So that's number one. There is something else that's happening today. I don't know if it's that significant, but it is something. Jerome Powell is also going to speak today. Okay. He's speaking in front of some association for business economics in Philadelphia. And this is his first appearance since the FOMC meeting. So this is also coming up. I don't know what else he could say that could be very bearish unless he's like, well, the data shows that we should not be cutting so much. But you know what? We have not been getting any data, so he can't really say that because of the government shutdown, right? But people are still very anxious to hear what he has to say. So I think these two are the reasons why we're seeing some red today. And then, of course, you know, you got some liquidations as well. Because, you know, those market makers I've been talking a lot about, they're no fools. They know that people that just got liquidated probably throwing a lot of longs again. So I did check this. And sure enough, if you look at the liquidation level right here on the very 24 hours here, 456 million liquidated on the long side. And even on the short side, 180. So overall, you look at both, 637 million, again, gone. So I think that also plays a little bit into it. So overall, that's where we stand. A lot of fear about trade tensions, about what Powell is going to say, more liquidations. Yeah. And then, you know, I saw people talk in the live chat, well, you know, gold and silver's going up. You know, I looked at it. I put these charts up. Not really. I mean, gold did hit a recent high of 53 something, but it did come down today. So it's not like silver is skyrocketing right now. And gold also came down from its peak. Although both have been going up because there is this basement trade right now. A lot of people are turning to commodities because they don't trust the dollar. But that's not the reason right now. That's not the reason. All right, moving forward. So does that mean all is lost? Does that mean everything's canceled? All right, that we're going to go straight into crypto winter because of what's happening today and what happened last week? My opinion is no. No. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, we're still on the uprise even though we're going sideways now. But we have seen that before many times, like this and like this, right? And like this or this. We have seen many times like this before. Okay. The good news is, even though yesterday the outflow was pretty negative from all funds, you know who wasn't selling? BlackRock. BlackRock is developing true diamond hand status at this point, even though other funds, other Wall Street giants are selling off their ETFs, not BlackRock. And there's a reason for that. Because they are killing it with revenue. They smashed the revenue by 25% because of their iShares ETF demand. People love it. People are buying it. And they're making money from the fees. And they're buying it themselves too. So that's the big reason. There's a lot of interest and money there. But that does show you. The interest is still there. It's not gone. This is just temporary. We always go through some of these times where it seems like we'll never get out. We'll never, ever, ever get out of our situation. You know, a really easy way to remind yourself of that is this period right here. You know, and that was only last year. You know, when we first hit 73,000, people were like, yeah, we're going to go straight to 100,000 right away. But then guess what? Over the next 6, 7, 8 months, we couldn't even form a new high. We kept trending downwards. And you know when we broke out? If you look at this point right here, that is the 3rd week of October. we went sideways and trended down for an entire year, basically, before we hit October, and that's when we did this. Okay? So if you're thinking, well, right now it just seems like it's horrible. We've never seen this before. It's feeling so bearish. Just remind yourself what happened last year for the entire year when I was streaming from March all the way to October, and we did nothing but form lower highs and lower lows. It seemed bad. It seemed like we were going to break downwards. No, we broke upwards. And even earlier this year, when we hit 110, we fell all the way back to 73,000, guys. That was a big drop. That's like a 30% drop. A lot of people forgot about that. That's earlier this year. Wasn't that long ago. And what happened after a 30% drop? Boom, we went back up and formed a new high. So if you're thinking, this is probably a really bad time, we haven't seen something like this in a long, long time. No, you just have to look back earlier this year or even last year. We've been through this. We've been through much worse. Much, much worse. This is very tame compared to what we've experienced already. All right. Outside of that, guess what? Guess what? The largest asset manager in Europe is also going to get in on the fun with Bitcoin ETP because there's just a lot of interest. Like I said, interest is still there. It's very high. These guys wouldn't be issuing ETFs or ETPs if there wasn't a lot of demand, because ultimately what they want is to make money. And if there's no demand, they're not going to make any money. It's that simple. JP Morgan. Jamie Dimon used to say, hey, if I catch anyone at my firm dealing with Bitcoin and crypto, they're going to be fired. Well, not only are they doing that, the entire firm plans on pushing for crypto trading. Obviously, what he said was false. And every single big bank is considering this or doing custody, like Citibank, because again, the demand is there and they all want to make money. You don't want to let anyone else have advantage, right? So all these big banks are getting in and Wall Street loves it. So again, this is a bigger picture kind of thing, right? Bigger picture. You got to pay attention to these kind of things. And you know what else? Elon is starting to talk more about Bitcoin. You know, when he went through his phase, like, oh, I'm going to create another party, he said it was going to be funded by Bitcoin. Also, he just responded to Zero Hedge here. And let's just bring it up. And he says, true, this is why Bitcoin is based on energy. You could issue fake fiat currency, and every government in history has done so, but it's impossible to fake energy. And I've always said that before. I guess if you had to make an argument why Bitcoin, beyond being a great store of value and medium exchange and a great technology blockchain or base layer, right? The value of Bitcoin could be derived from the electricity cost to produce one. So if there's, I don't think anyone ever asked this anymore, but maybe your friends and family could ask, like, you know, Bitcoin's digital. It's not based on anything. How could it have value? Well, just think about how much it costs a miner in electricity cost to produce a Bitcoin. So at the very least, that is the value of a single Bitcoin. And last year, it was still like 50,000. This year, I don't know what it is. It could be close to like $70, $80, or $90,000 to mine one single Bitcoin based on the cost of electricity. I'm going to do some research and figure that out. Or you may ask Grok or someone. But it's very high. So you can't fake that. That's just how much it costs. Right? But anyways, Elon's turning more bullish on Bitcoin. So I guess that's good. I mean, this is good. All right, what else is there? The MVRV, which usually measures the top, right? Still looking good. We're at this baseline level. But whatever we look at these or look at other like metrics, none of them really show we're anywhere close to top, right? So that's the good thing. In fact, a lot of them are showing that we got a long ways to go. We're nowhere close to top. And even with, let's say, the sell-off, okay? Let's just name it, the sell-off. 90% of Bitcoin supply is still in profit. Because again, earlier this year, we fell down to the 80s, 70s. That was just a few months ago. And last year, we were still sitting in the 50s, right? So obviously, a lot of you guys have been DCing over time. And if you have been, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is just a distraction. A little pothole during your destination. That's the best way to think about it. Okay? Best way to think about it. We have seen this before. We have seen this right before Uptobers. Look at it. The first 10 days of October in 2023, guess what happened? Bitcoin went down. Guess what happened in the first 10 days of October in 2024? Bitcoin went down. What about the first 10 days of this October? Bitcoin went down. But what happened in those last two Uptobers? After the first 2 weeks, about the third week, we started skyrocketing to the moon. Are we going to see something like that? Quite possibly. Nothing has really changed. And we still have another rate cut coming. Let's not forget about that. That's coming up in 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks. So, again, a lot of you guys disappointed. I know, I could tell. It sucks. You wake up in the middle of the night. You check your phone. You're like, why are we down? No one likes to see that. Okay, I get it. But if you just put it into perspective and just remember, we have seen this before. We have seen this playbook. We have seen massive liquidations. We have seen macro fears over trade disputes. We have seen fears over wars that have broken out. And every single time, we recover pretty quickly. And the times we don't recover quickly, well, they're now seen as golden buying opportunities now that we have passed those times. Like, how many of you guys would not like cut off your own arm right now to go back to buy Bitcoin at 70,000 just like 5 months ago, or to buy Bitcoin at 40,000 last year, right? It sucked during those times. But now, in hindsight, you're like, I should have went all in on those times. You know, that's how it always is. Hindsight is 20/20 after the fact. All right. What else? What else is there? Ethereum staking. Those of you guys that are ETH guys. ETH staking is all-time high because right now that's all there is really. You want to stake your ETH for some yield, right? 30% of all ETH is staked. There's only 15 million left to buy on exchanges. This is interesting. If you look at it, the exchange reserve is dropping like a rock. Even though ETH recently has not been moving all that much, but there are a lot of people that are loading it up, including Tom Lee. Tom Lee just bought another 834 million for his company BitMine. And now they hold 12.5 billion worth of ETH, about 2.5% of the supply. And their goal is to go up to 5%. So when you have big buyers, big institutional buyers, that's going to be good. It's going to be good overall. What else? CME launches options for XP Solana. We were supposed to get some decisions, okay, for ETFs, but because of the government shutdown, things have been delayed. But it's pretty much, you know, if there was like a CME prediction tool, I would put it above 80% for both. But we just have to wait until the government comes back, I guess. But in the meantime, we have options. So all these, you know, derivative products are coming out left and right, left and right. But, you know, in terms of the DEX world, people are talking a lot about DEXs, right? About Hyperliquid and Aster and all these new ones that are coming out. But you know what chain leads the way right now? Solana, not Ethereum. And BSC is coming up, obviously because of Aster hype. But still, who's leading the way? Solana. So recently all this, you see all this people talk, you know, jump in a bandwagon like, oh, you know, forget Solana. You know, let's just go to BSC or BNB. It's the best thing ever. Overhyped. Overhyped. And there's going to be a Korean won peg stablecoin that's going to be on Solana as well. All right. That is it. Let's see. The U.S. market, about minus 500 for Dow, minus 400 for NASDAQ. Today is a pretty good buy the dip day. I'm going to be buying more. I kind of expect this. You know, last Friday, I kind of, because of the red, usually when you have a red day, you know, with U.S. markets, right, like a deep red day, people want that fast recovery, but usually you have more red days following. So yesterday was actually a surprise. Yesterday was supposed to be a red day, but because of the Trump's tweet, it turned to be a green day. But now we're going back to the red because it was supposed to be red. Yesterday was supposed to be red. Today, I think it was supposed to be red, and then we start recovering afterwards. But we got delayed a little bit. That's how I see it. But I got cash to deploy. I will be doing so. But yeah. And you know what? Clash is holding strong, man. Despite today's sell-off, Clash is still holding around 40 million because we have one of the best communities in the space. You know? Clash is holding awesome. People in Discord is awesome. Everyone is super excited. And I'll release more information about the next tournament coming up this Friday. We had an awesome one last week. We're going to have an awesome one this week. All right, let's do some Q&A. It could be the apocalypse, and George would say the same thing. No, I would not. And do you really think it's the apocalypse? Why are you, like, exaggerating so much? You really think it's the apocalypse right now with Bitcoin at $111,000? If Bitcoin fell down to, like, 60,000 right now, or 50,000, I would say probably this bull run is over. But we're not there. We're at 111. We're above 100. So not time to be saying it's the apocalypse, whoever you are. $50 or $60, I become homeless. That doesn't make any sense. Unless you, like, took out a loan, took out collateral against Bitcoin, which I've always advised is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. What happened with Gala Games? Any chance of recovering? Probably not. Probably not. Their founders kind of screwed it up. They messed up their management team. I know their whole dev team left and created their own thing. And the founders are suing left and right, each other. They kind of screwed it up themselves. .7% chance that we're going to get another rate cut end of this month. Rate cuts are always good. Always good. So even though Powell is speaking today, I don't know what he's going to say that's going to surprise markets. And in December, we have a 96% chance too. So it's a lock that we're going to get a 50 basis point cut. But someone like Stephen Moran, who's one of the new Fed governors, he's pushing for 50. I don't know if we're going to get 50. If we had some horrible economic numbers, maybe, but we don't know what they are because of the government shutdown. We need the Fed to deploy some people back to work. I know they have emergency funds or something, or give them a bonus of vacation or something, just work a few extra days and compile some numbers. It's all in the computer. It can't be like manual. It's not like they need 10,000 people to look at all the forms. You know, if they just simply did that, we would have what we need. Iggy, I will not be doing that. If you missed Clash, you think you missed Clash, you didn't. It's still early. And plus, you had your opportunity, man. I talked about Clash for a long time. I streamed. And if you didn't get in early, that means you just ignored it. Well, if you didn't miss it, then don't be asking for the next thing right now. Hopefully you're in the top 500 and then you'll be able to make it to Vegas. Because I'm still planning for that. I'm getting closer and closer. We're going to have a Vegas party for the top 500 holders in the first week of December. Did I watch Tron? No, that looks like such a garbage movie. I'll guarantee that the box office numbers for Tron, the new one, is going to be really low, and they're going to lose a lot of money. You know, Hollywood needs to stop producing garbage movies like that. I don't know one person on the planet that says, I want a Tron sequel. Because the first one that came out, the one that came out like 30 years ago, was unique. The one that came out like 10 years ago was complete garbage. And the one that just came out is probably more garbage. Wall Street needs to come out. I mean, not Wall Street. Hollywood needs to come out with better movies. Like, I don't even know what movies are on anymore. Like, first of all, because I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't get a lot of trailers anymore. I don't watch a lot of trailers. But, like, it's tough. It's tough. I can't even say to the kids, let's go watch a movie, because I feel like they're all garbage. And I don't know what's even on anymore. Like, I honestly don't know. You know, before, movie studios will put out these trailers that you like really want to watch because it's gonna come out like 6 months later or something like that, or 12 months later next year. Like, they don't even do that anymore because there's no really hyped up movies that people want to watch anymore, right? I think the last time I was really excited about a movie was like when Endgame was gonna come out, or Infinity War was gonna come out, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch those movies, right? And that was like 10 years ago at least. Now it's like, whatever. If it happens to be on Amazon Prime and it looks somewhat interesting, I'll go watch it. Darren, I don't know what that's in response to. Movies? There are a bunch of weirdos. I don't know. Twisters was okay. The recent Twisters is okay. I thought the girl who played the girl was way too young for the movie. Like, she was like trying to play an older person while being a younger person. That was kind of weird. But it was decent, but not something that I really wanted to go to the movie to watch. It just happened to be out, and I'm like, okay, we could watch it. We're recovering slightly. Slight, ever so slight. Gold is slightly up today, 4,100. Silver is down 2% today. Robinhood is down. I kind of expected that. I don't know if today is a bottom for Robinhood, but it's been so hot recently. I'm going to be picking up more. Nvidia's down today. I'm going to be picking up more. I've been waiting for CEG to come down. I'm probably going to pick that up today, just slightly, because I think tomorrow could also be a red day. And then we go into full bull mode again. Do you think World Level Financial will do anything, or do you think Trump family are constantly manipulated? They'll probably constantly manipulate, but of course, they want to make money, so I don't think they'll manipulate downwards. They'll go do what they can to try to revitalize it. Clash is holding strong at 40 million. That's what I'd love to see. The DCA portfolio is on my website, Humpty Pumpty. And I added Clash to it. It's up 87%, 88%. It was at 100 something. But with the recent fall of alts, it brought it down. But again, plus 87%. Ain't bad. And I added Clash in here. You can check this anytime on the dashboard on CryptosRUs.com. There's a new movie coming out similar to Minority Report. A guy from Jurassic Park is in it. Okay. Hopefully it's good. Am I posting a link for Treasury? No, I decided I'm not going to talk about a Treasury during my morning live streams. I think most people don't want to hear about it. So I'm just going to leave that for night streams. How do we enter your Clash tournament? What's the name in Clash? You need to join Discord. Okay, because that's the #1 source for all Clash information. When the new... There's not going to be a new form anymore. It's all going to be on the website called George Plays Clash Royale. So I moved my giveaway form here. But there's also a tournament link that you can enter. I need to change the description, but honestly, I guess you can join it now. But it's all on this new website. I'll put in the description starting tomorrow. It's going to be in Discord. I have to figure out, I'm going to rechange like the placement. Like right now it's 1 through 15 and souls being given away to random Clash holders. I think I'm going to expand the winners so that more people, more amateur players can win. I may even give out some more stuff to just like random winners, like that's like 50 through 100. Because we have like, you know, last week we had 255, right? So I may even give random winnings to losers, so to speak, just people that are participating. So I got to change the description. For this week, it's not set yet. But it's all going to be on a new website called georgeplaysclashroyale.com. And the giveaway form is also there. And the new wheel is here. Yesterday when I showed this, that was 1,922 entries. You fetch the latest. Uh-oh. Okay, let's do that again. 2066. So we went up by over 100 entries. My math is right. It's like 140-ish entries. So every day we have more people entering. And if you haven't entered the giveaway, make sure you do so. The URL's in the description. Honor movies are good because they can't stop putting some DEI message into them. I don't know if that's exactly the reason. I think there's just no originality anymore. Movie studios are afraid of taking chances now because it's all about money. And now you just don't have any really good original thoughts anymore. Everything is like a sequel, a prequel of what was successful before, or a remake of what was successful before. So it's really hard to create like a new successful movie these days. Are we in crypto winter? No, we're not. Just like when people say, I can't wait for the Super Bowl commercials. They're so lame and predictable. Yeah, you know what? I haven't really been like impressed with a lot of Super Bowl commercials recently either. Like, I still remember the E-Trade one. This was like .com bubble maybe, 2000. So this is like 20 years ago. At least 25 years ago. I still remember the most ridiculous commercial ever created for Super Bowl. And it was funny because they were trying to prove a point. It showed a guy, an older guy in a lawn chair in his driveway. And next to him in a lawn chair was a monkey. And the monkey was just sitting there or playing with a musical instrument or something. And you just sat there for 30 seconds watching these two on a driveway do nothing. and you're waiting for a punchline, you're waiting for something to happen, and then after 30 seconds, it cuts out and E-Trade says, we just wasted $1 million on this commercial. Don't do the same with your money. Join E-Trade to trade. Like, that was funny as hell, and it was original. And it was just shocking because no one else did a commercial like that. But, you know, no one does that anymore. That's still the only commercial I remember to this day because it hit me that hard. E-Trade doesn't even exist anymore, in case you guys wonder. It merged with like Ameritrade, and then it merged with TD Ameritrade, and then now it merged with Schwab. So there's like, they don't even exist anymore. You think Coinbase was ad? They did one last year, or they did a couple. I wasn't terribly impressed with either one. I think they did 2 last year, or maybe it was just 1. Anyways, I wasn't impressed with it. It was like some stupid barcode thing. I remember it was like a barcode, and then it was like, and then it just basically wants you to scan it, and then it ends with Coinbase. Like, that was it. Not original. And I'm not saying I have original ideas, okay? If you told me go produce an awesome Super Bowl commercial, I can't do it. I'm not saying I could do it better. But I'm sure when these companies are paying a marketing firm or like 100 people to come up with ideas, they could do better. Same do with movies. They could do better. Oh, E-Trade was bought by Morgan Stanley? Okay. I must be thinking about, what was the other company? One before Ameritrade. There was another one. Okay. And someone said Yield Max. Get out of this, Yield Max. They're fools. They're fool's gold. They make you think that you're holding on something good because the yield is so high, but the underlying stock goes down more than the yield that you get every single week. So you never recover. I have a friend that's really addicted to Yield Max, and he's like, well, you know, when I don't know what to do, I put in Yield Max. I'm making good money from it. I'm like, no, you're not. The underlying stock keeps going down. You're actually losing money. Because I held it for 2 months. I held them for 2 months, and I did nothing but lose money on them. And had I just invested into those companies like NVIDIA, I would have made a lot more with that money. So don't fall for this fool's gold with Yield Max products. They don't work. It's the same thing as if you're investing in, like, someone brought this up, Cosmos, the other day. Cosmos gives you like 17 or 14% APY. It's because they inflate by that much every year. So even though you're getting that much, it inflates by that much, and the price goes down more than what you're getting. So there is absolutely no reason to be holding Cosmos if you think you're just going to make money from the yield or the staking rewards. You're not. Please stop adding me. Okay, that's my pet peeve. You make some good points, but stop adding me in the live chat. We're coming up slightly. Less of you guys are probably less scared now. Yield max is about cash flow, not growth. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's like saying, okay, give me $100,000 and I'll give you $2,000 every single week. Consider that cash flow. How does that sound? That's what you're doing with yield max. You're already giving them the money, and that 100,000 goes down more than 2,000 a week. So you give them 100,000, and now next week it's worth 97,000. But they gave you 2,000, and you feel pretty good. Oh, I got cash flow. I got $2,000. That 97,000 turns into 94,000 the week after that, and you got 2 more thousand. Oh my God, I made $4,000. But what you gave them has lost more than 4,000 in value. So how is that cash flow? You're losing money by holding on yield max stocks. I mean, I'll take that deal with anyone. You want cash flow? Give me 100 grand. I'll subtract off 3 grand from it every week and hand you back 2. And if you want that to be your cash flow, that you get 2 grand every week back, I'll do that trade every time. I'll do that deal every time. Look at, we're recovering. We're recovering, yay. We found the bottom, we're coming back up. The US market is also recovering. I think people are a little bit coming to realization that everyone's panicking too much. This trade war thing is going to get resolved. Powell can't possibly say anything that's going to ruin markets. Knock on wood. You know, what else is there? All right, let's do some giveaway before we leave. Again, the new site for Clash is georgeplaysclashroyale.com. Be careful. There are a lot of impersonators, a lot of fake sites already that want you to connect your wallet. Don't ever connect your wallet for anything. I'm not asking you to connect your wallet. No site should ever ask you to connect any wallets. People always fall for that. As soon as you connect your wallet into some scam site, you lost all your crypto. Don't ever connect your wallet anywhere that you're not 100% certain that you know you're doing it for some legitimate reason. Okay? Don't ever connect your wallet anywhere. That's why I don't ask for it. The giveaway is just entering your wallet address, your public address. I couldn't steal your crypto even if I wanted to. Don't ever connect your wallet. Remember that. Don't ever connect your wallet anywhere, because if you do, there's a high chance that you're going to lose your crypto, right? So just don't fall for it. There's a lot of fake airdrops and all these promises. You send me 1 ETH, I'll send you 2 back. Just connect your wallet. Don't connect your wallet anywhere, ever. Unless you're 100% certain, 100%, zero doubt that wherever you're connected to is legit. But normally you don't need to connect your wallet anywhere other than like a DEX that you're going to be trading on. That's it. Anyways, with that out of the way, in case you're not part of the giveaway, this form is in the description. You go to the website. It's also on Discord. Still, a vast number of you guys are too lazy to join Discord or put your wallet address in here, and you're just losing out. You're hanging in there here. We had almost 5,000 people here, now over 4,000, yet only like a few hundred of you guys are in Discord. You guys need to go in Discord and chat. Why wouldn't you if you love chatting now? Anyways, let's do a giveaway. Entry went up by 4 in the last few minutes. We'll go do, let's do like 3 draws. 3 draws at 0.3 SOL. Okay, just for being a Clash holder. And I will have the multipliers back in. It's just not, it hasn't been created yet. So if you hold a certain amount, then you get a multiplier effect. All right, first person wins 0.3. He has 10,000 Clash. Awesome, congrats. This is so easy. This is what new website, so awesome. Second winner is going to win 0.3 SOL. Has 11,000 Clash. And then a final winner, $20,700 Clash holding. Awesome. You're going to win 0.3 SOL. It's just that easy. And I'm going to do this every stream in morning and night. So again, if you're not part of it, I don't know what's holding you back, right? And then to join Discord. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Overall, it's not a bad day. We fell down a little bit, but we're going to pick ourselves back up and continue forward because this is not the end of the bull run, okay? Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Hope to see more of you guys in Discord. And I'll put out a video for you guys tonight. All right? Hopefully a good one. Hopefully one where I talk about the recovery. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.